Have one of your friends ever just told you one of the fakest stories ever and you just don't believe it? Well, this video is like a compilation of all of those.
One of my friends noticed a mosquito had landed on his bicep, so he flexed, and the rush of blood to his biceps muscle filled up the mosquito so much, it exploded. And to this day, it's one of the most baddest things I've ever heard.
Weird flex, but okay. People in the armed forces, what's the story behind your nickname? Blackout. I tend to black out and go in full rage mode while in live combat. I have 100+ recorded kills using a pocket knife, and I don't remember one of them. That's like saying, yeah, I met Danny DeVito, but I was blacked out so I can't remember. If you put it in that situation, anyone can claim that they did anything.
Awesome moment at McDonald's today. This mom with a 7-year-old girl was like, I'd like a Happy Meal. And the cashier was like, alright, and what toy would you like? Pokemon or Hello Kitty? The mother was really annoyed, and she's like, I mean, she's a girl, isn't she? And the cashier turns to the little girl and asks, what toy would you like? Pokemon or Hello Kitty? And the girl says Pokemon. But the mother gets angry, she's like, that's not what I wanted. And the cashier was like, that's what she wanted. And then everyone clapped.
One time, I came into a Starbucks and these two white women were standing in line waiting for their drinks. I was behind them and they were talking crap about the barista. They said something like, oh my gosh, look at that hair, it's atrocious. They even took pictures. They continued this for a good 5 to 10 minutes before finally, I grabbed one of their shoulders and spun them around. I said, you guys are the worst type of girls there are. The other one got extremely offended and tried to punch me in the face. It was pretty funny because her form sucked. Lamau. I grabbed the fist and headbutted her. I'm a girl. The other girl got so scared and backed away. The entire place cheered and kicked them out. I also got a free latte out of it. After that, I hacked them from my laptop and erased all the photos they took so they couldn't make fun of the barista anymore. It was one of the wildest events I've ever been in. If I ever told anyone it, they'd surely think I'm lying. But I'm not.
I don't know, man. I really doubt it. In my interview this morning.
Okay, tell us about yourself.
I'm Madeline. I'm 29, Sagittarius, Slytherin, llama enthusiast, and secretly a mermaid.
Good. I'm glad you're not a Hufflepuff.
Side note, not hating on the Puffs, just thought it was a hilarious interaction and definitely an icebreaker.
I'm sorry, it may be different in other places, but where I'm from, no one speaks like this in an interview. The Madeline and I'm 29 was okay, but saying your Hogwarts house? That's a bit weird. The only time I was ever shot at, I walked towards the shooters so I could take their guns out of their hands and break them over their heads. They wisely drove away before I could get close enough. Special kind of crazy, I guess. I'm actually really confused on whether this is r/Mad Lads or r/That Happened. Or maybe it's a combination. I had a professor pull me aside after class because he noticed I was drinking a whiskey and coke during his lecture. He said I reminded him of myself at my age, and he changed a missed test grade from an incomplete to an A. Let me guess, then the whole lecture theater clapped. My dad just called and said, I see you. Last one to Bubba Pizza loses. He's going 90 in a 55 zone and gets pulled over. I'm dying because he's gonna get a ticket. And I'm gonna win. Next thing I know, this man flies by me and is getting a police escort to Papa's Pizza. I'm so done. The real sad thing about this photo is that 14,000 people fell for this post. 14,000 people thought policemen were so dumb that they escorted a man to a pizza store. You're either pretty dumb or you've got really bad policemen. Growth spurt. 13 male question. So to my surprise, just woke up at 5'9.5". I'm 13. I was 5'5" last night. Is this tall to basketball standards? Should I start basketball? That's literally impossible. That would be insanely painful. I'm a supervisor at McDonald's and we ran out of chicken to make McNuggets the other day. So I made like 10 batches of vegan nuggets with the ingredients we had and none of the customers realized. And I even heard people said they tasted better than usual. That's illegal. That is full on illegal. You're actually tricking people and giving the customers something other than what they expected they were gonna get with their money. Not only can you get fired for doing that, but I'm pretty sure you can get arrested.
Chocolate cake. The Asian waitress was being mean and rude, and she spilled flour all over me and pulled my hair. So now I have a bald patch, and she wrecked my favorite dress. I also heard some Asian language coming from the kitchen, and it sounded like airy voices that were fight. So I used Google Translate, and they said the customer outside is stinky, and she has a big forehead. Also, the other lady was swearing, but I don't want to repeat the bad words. Then the chef shoved nuts into the waitress's mouth, and the waitress turned into a balloon.
How does that happen?
So don't go there, they're crazy.
I'm really confused with this whole picture here. Don't entirely know what's going on. Side profiles are extremely important. I have a very classic handsome side profile, and I can't tell you the number of compliments I get from strangers. Just yesterday I was on the subway, and a stranger was staring at me, and abruptly said, "Your side profile is classic handsome." I just slyly grinned, knowing full well that my side profile is extraordinarily important in increasing my social standing. Did everyone on the train clap?
When I got my wisdom teeth pulled, according to my girlfriend, I watched the Simpsons movie 10 times.
I'm Australian. We don't tip. This one time, a waiter got angry because I didn't tip, and I stood up and said I was Australian. Everyone cheered and clapped, and then the waiter got fired on the spot.
Lol, this guy I know literally deleted me off of all social media and told me it was because I was too attractive to look at. Are you serious right now? This is the problem with our society.
If there's any problem with society, it's people posting tweets like this, because everyone knows this was just a tweet to get compliments. Who you fooling? Who you fooling?
What a king. I was complaining about my boss to my boyfriend, and the Monday after that, I walked into work and was told to go straight to the CEO's office. I get there, and the door had my name on it. He bought the whole company.
Is this even slightly believable?
So this happened today. I was in my room when my mom walked in and asked me what I was doing. At that moment, I was listening to MCR and also scrolling through Tumblr. I said, "Nothing, Mom," lol, before she grabbed my phone out of my hands and looked at my Tumblr. My Tumblr! I was so mad, I started to kick and punch her. While she was on the floor, my wolf skins activated, and I quickly put on my tail, started to crawl on the floor, and then bit her neck. She was howling in pain, and she had dropped my phone on the ground. I grabbed it and growled at her. Now at least she knows to never, ever take my Tumblr away from me.
So she turned into a wolf and abused her mum. What the hell? That was definitely the weirdest story I've ever heard. If you can't explain it, simply, you don't understand it well enough.
This reminds me of one time in my class when the teacher said that global warming isn't a thing. And then I stood up and said,
"You, ma'am, are a close-minded idiot."
Then everyone cheered me and my crush kissed me.
I was at Starbucks with Aiden, who was 4 years old today, and Lil Pump was playing on the radio. Aiden went and told the barista to switch to some Eminem because all new music is so dumb nowadays. All other customers started clapping and cheering when Rap God started playing, and I've never been so proud. The barista even gave us free drinks to thank for business advice. A 4-year-old said all of this? He must have the brain of like Einstein or something.
Today I sat in the library for 2 hours and did my math homework while listening to music. I thought it was playing through my headphones, but it turns out that Mozart was just blasting out of my phone speakers for the entire building to hear.
And no one said anything to you?
Okay guys, listen to this. I ran into an old friend from high school this summer. When I found out he was a pilot, I locked my arm in his and said, "You're my new best friend." Then I said, "Here's why. I'm a flat earther. Is the earth flat or is it a ball?" He said, "Well, it looks kind of flattish." I said, "Okay, well, there was a lot of arguing and debating. Sphere believers always ask why more pilots don't say the earth is flat." He pulled me aside and whispered, "We took an oath, and if we break it, we lose our pilot's license." I whispered back, "Thank you. Out of respect, I will never say his name. You can believe me or call me a liar. It makes zero difference to me. Some things are true if you believe it or not."
I felt like I just lost 5 brain cells reading this.
Well, that was the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did and thought it was funny, please don't forget to thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and maybe even share this video to one of your friends or family members. It would be greatly appreciated if you could do so. If you can't, that's all fine. If you've done already, that's okay. But maybe you could follow my social media, or maybe join my Patreon, which I'm grateful and really appreciate all my Patreon supporters. You guys are amazing.
You guys have been supporting me over this whole YouTube journey, allowing me to get better video equipment and make better videos for you guys, and it's just been so enjoyable. If you want to join my Patreon, my link is www.patreon.com/geofilms, and you can get rewards for donating to me. It's all on that page. I recommend you check it out. But with all that said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later.